Hello everyone. In this video, we will discuss about the basic arithmetic and basic algebra. So first we will do few numerical problems and then the application area related to those topics. So basic arithmetic, so whenever we are solving any kind of arithmetic expressions, so we have to solve it by following the rule of BEDMAS. So BEDMAS means bracket, exponent, division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. So whenever we are solving any of the arithmetic expressions, so we have to follow this order to solve it. Right now, if we have these examples that how you are going to solve it. So for example, the first one, so it is your 5600 over this. So first bracket, so first we will solve the bracket, that is we will calculate what is the value of this bracket. In this bracket, first we will do the division and then addition. So first we will divide these two and then add 1 to it. So we will find the bracket value. Once we get the bracket value, we will find the exponent, that is exponent 24. So we will find the denominator value, and then once we get the denominator value, so 5600 over that denominator value, so we will get the final value. So make sure if you are writing any of the intermediate values, you write till 6 decimal place and the final value only till 2 decimal place. So I will show you here how to do it in the calculator. So in this calculator, we will show the first one, that is 1 plus 0.09 over 12, that was inside the bracket. So first we will calculate what is 0.09 over 12 and that plus 1. So this is the bracket value. And after calculating the bracket value, we will use exponent. So for exponent, we will use the key x power y. So we will click this one, x power y, and then 24. So this is our denominator value. And if you want to write this denominator value, you need to write till 6 decimal place. Otherwise, we can also choose the option of 1 over x, which will take this value to the numerator. So 1 over x and multiply it with 5600. 5600 and you will get this value. So final value for the above arithmetic expression is 4680.66. Rounding till 2 decimal place. Always all the values, that is if your third decimal point is 5 or greater than 5, so then you should increase it by 1. If it is lesser than 5, then you should keep as it is. Now, if you check the second one, so second one also you have 500 times this bracket. So we have to calculate this bracket, and in the bracket you have the smaller bracket. So first we will calculate the smaller bracket and then exponent and then subtraction. So we will, let's see in the calculator how to do this one. So it is in the smaller bracket 1 plus 0.00875, then exponent 43, and then minus 1. So we got this numerator as this one divided by 0.00875. So we got this one as a big bracket and multiply it with 500. So we get this one. So rounding till 2 decimal place, it is $25,967.38. Right? The same way you can calculate the third one, and you can see the result what we got for the first and second one, and third one you should get as this one as your final value. Now, next in arithmetic, what it comes is a fraction. So broadly, we can classify the fraction into three parts: proper fraction, improper fraction, and mixed number. So proper fraction, when any value is less than 1 or the numerator is less than the denominator, then it is called as proper fraction, like 3 over 4 or 5 over 7 or 7 over 9. All these are proper fraction. Improper fraction, when the value is more than 1 or numerator is larger than the denominator, and then it is called improper fraction. For example, 5 over 3 or 5 over 2 or 7 over 5. All these are examples of improper fraction. Now, improper fraction, when you divide it actually. So if you divide here, so if you divide here, so you will get the quotient as 1 and 2 as your remainder. So 1, 2 over 3. So this is called as a mixed number. Or if you divide 7 over 2, so 2 times 3 is 6 and 1 is the remainder and over 2. So this is your mixed fraction. This is your mixed fraction, which is a mixture of an integer, that is 1, and the fraction, proper fraction. Right, so mixed fraction is a mixture of the integer and the fraction. So here is an example of mixed fraction. Now equivalent fraction, so suppose we have half here, so we can write half as, if we multiply 2 to both sides, which is shown here, so 2 over 4, or if we multiply half as both in the numerator and denominator by 10, so we get 10 over 20, or if we multiply both by 100, so we get 100 over 200. Right, so but all 2 over 4, 10 over 20 or 100 over 200 is all equivalent or equal to half. So all these are equivalent fractions, right? So we can get from smaller to higher by multiplying the same number to the numerator and denominator. And from higher to lower, we can divide by dividing the same factors from the numerator and denominator. So for example, if we have 25 over 75, right? So we have a common factor of 5. We can easily identify. We have a common factor of 25 actually, but we can easily see that 5 is a common factor. So we can divide both by 5. So both by 5 if we are dividing, so we will get 5 times 5 is 25 and 5 times 25, no, 5 times 15, yeah, 15. So this is your 75, and again we can see that 5 is divisible, so we can divide both by 5, so it is equal to 1 over 3. So from higher to lower, we can get by dividing the same factors from the numerator and denominator until and unless we get the smallest one or there is no common factor between the numerator and denominator. Right, so here are few examples how you can calculate the equivalent fractions. Now, fraction, decimal, and percent are just it is the equivalent to each other. So like half, if we are saying, so we can say half as a 50%, half of the people, or half of the students are present in a class, or 50% of the students are present in the class. It means the same thing. And we can also say that writing it in decimal, that 0.5 of the class are present. So these are equivalent terms. Now how we can convert from one form to another form. So if you have a value in fraction and decimal, multiply it by 100 to get the percent form. And if you have a value in percent, so we can divide it by 100 to get the decimal or to get the fraction. So for example, this is given here. And if you see 3/4, so you can just press in the calculator 3/4, you will get the decimal value. So which is 0.75. Right, in the calculator itself you will get, and then multiply it by 100, so you will get 75%. So 3/4 multiplied by 100, you will can directly get the percent form, or decimal form multiplied by 100, you will get the 75%. Now, if you are given 75%, so how you can get these values is 75 divided by 100. So you will get 0.75, or 75 divided by 100, and then find the smallest equivalent fraction. So divide it by 25 both. So you will get 3/4 as the smallest equivalent fraction. So you can convert from percent to fraction and decimal by dividing the number by 100. As the name suggests, percent, so per 100. Cent means 100, so per 100. So now we'll see a few examples of converting one from form to another form. So 19/50. So 19/50, you will just, to find the decimal form, you will just calculate it in the calculator, and you will just divide 19 divided by 50, and you will get the value as your decimal point. So which is, you can check, you can calculate your own and see what you are getting. You can pause the video and see what you're getting. So here you will get 0.38 and multiply it by 100, so you will get 38% here. Now 0.375, to convert it to percent, so just multiply it by 100, so 37.5%. Now to find the fraction form, so you will divide. So there is no percent sign, so to remove this decimal, so you will get 3 zeros in the denominator, that is 375 divided by 1, 2, 3, so 1000. And then you will divide the common factors. So common factors is first maybe 5, if you are dividing it by 5. So it is 7 and 5, 200, and then again by 5. So it is 15/40, and again it by 5. So it is 3/8. Right, so you got the fraction form. You have to find the smallest equivalent fraction. So if any numbers is common, if you find like this and you leave the answer like this, so that is not the correct answer. So you need to find the equivalent smallest one, so until there is no factor common between numerator and denominator. Now, the third one, you have 0.625%. So there is, so you have to find first the decimal one. So for finding the decimal one, you will just divide it by 100. and 0.625 divided by 100. So you will get 0.00625. And then it is the same. So 625 over, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 zeros. So you will get 5 zeros here. Now, you cannot leave the answers like this. So you have to find the smallest equivalent fraction. So for that, you will divide it by common factors. So I can identify 625 is a square of 25. So I can divide both by 25 first. You can also divide first by 5 and again then by 5. There is no marks for, no deduction of marks for not writing the steps, and no extra marks for writing the steps. You can do it in one step or you can do it in multiple steps. Now 25, so you will get 25 over 4,000, right? And then again dividing it by 25, so you will get 1 here and this will be 160. So yes, this will be 160. So this is the fraction form. So you can convert from one form to another form here, this way. Now the application of the arithmetic, the only one application we have, which is calculating the averages. So calculating the average, all of you know how to calculate the average, but there are two types of average, simple average and weighted average. Simple average, you know, if you have to calculate, if I have to calculate the average height of 10 students, so what I will do is I will add all the heights and divide it by total number of students, which is 10. That will give me the average height of the students. So that is called simple average. Why? Because all the students have equally important in contributing their heights. So that is your simple average. Weighted average. So weighted average, that means every students, if I'm giving that, okay, one person is more important than the other, so then it is your weighted average. So example for this is your assessment plan. So if you see in your course outline, so there is different weight given for different assessment: class participation 5%, then assignment 20%, quizzes 20%, midterm 30%, 25%, and final 30%. So every assessment has different weight. So you cannot just add all the values and divide it by 5 or 6 assessment. You have to calculate the weighted average. So how we can calculate? We will multiply the weight with the measurements. W with X. So W is the weight of the assignment and X is the total marks obtained in the assignment. W is the weight of the quiz. X is the total marks obtained in the quiz. W is the weight assigned for midterm, and X is the marks obtained in the midterm. And like that, you will add all divided by total number of weights. Total is always 100%, you know, and you will get your weighted average, which is your GPA. Right, so we'll see the examples here. The first one is based on simple average. The marks obtained by Byung-Kang for the 7 tests that make up Unit 1 of his Mathematics of Finance course were 82, 68, 88, 72, 78, 96, and 83. If all tests count equally, what was his average mark for Unit 1? So all tests count equally. So average mark for unit 1, so that means you have to, since all tests count equally, it is a simple average. So to find the average mark, what you will do? You will add all the marks and divide it by total number of tests, which is 7. Right? So here we will calculate this addition of all the subjects and divide it by 7. You will get the average mark. Second one, if his marks for Unit 2 and Unit 3 of the course were this 72.4 and 68.9 respectively, and all unit marks have equal value, what was his course average? So you have already calculated the average marks for unit 1 and you have been given what is the average mark for unit 2 and unit 3. So you will add all the average marks and divide it by total number of units because it has equal value, so it will be simple average. So adding all the unit marks divided by 3, so that will give you the course average. So adding all the marks and dividing it by 3, so you will get the course average value. Okay, so the second example is based on the weighted average. So the specialty tea shop creates its house brand by mixing 13 kilograms of tea, priced at $7.5 per kilogram, 16 kilograms of tea priced at $6.25 per kilogram, and 11 kilograms of tea priced at $5.5 per kilogram. At what price should the store sell its house blend to realize the same revenue it would make by selling the three types of tea separately? So there are different price for different weights of the tea, and you need to find what will be the average price of the mixture, the blend, right? So that it makes the same revenue if when they are making it, what they are making it by selling the three types of tea separately. So what these are weights. So 13 kilograms, 16 kilograms, and 11 kilograms are the weights in the formula, that is W's in the formula, and the price, that is $7.5, $6.25, and $5.5 are the X in the formula. So WX, you have the formula as weighted average is equal to W, oh sorry, W1 X1 plus W2 X2 and plus W3 X3, right? Now W1 is your 13 here and X1 is the price, which is 7.5. So 13 times 7.5, then 16 times 6.25 and 11 times 5.5 and divided by W1 plus W2 plus W3. So these are the weights of the tea. So you will add all and find the weighted average. So you will get this value once you calculate this one. The next example is based on calculating the average grade point, weighted grade point average. So a mark transcript received by a student at local college. The chart shows how the grade translates into a grade point. So these are the courses what any student had taken and he received these grades, which means these are the which means these values, that is A plus is 4.5, A is 4, B plus 3.5 and B is 3 and like that till F. Now credit hours are given for different courses which is not same. Different credit hours means different weight for that courses. Right, so if a math course has more credit hour than economics, that means math is more important than economics. And if you score more in maths, it will increase your GPA higher. Whereas if it is more weighted and if you are scoring more in economics, so then it will be lesser than the previous value. So now how we can, so these credit hours are the weights given to the different courses and how we will calculate here. is this ones. So these are the W's and these are the X, right? So according to our formula, so we have weighted average or GPA is equal to, you have 6 subjects or 7 subjects. So we can write the formula as W1x1 plus W2x2 till W7x7 and divided by W1 plus W2 plus W3 and like that till W7. Right, and W's are 4 and X is B. What is B here? So B here is 3, right? So you can write, so 4 times 3 plus W2 is your 5. So 5 times X2 is A and A is 4 plus W3 is 3 and X3 is B plus, which is 3.5 and so on. And you can add all the weights, that is all credit hours, so 4 plus 5 plus 3 and so on. So after calculating this, you will get the final GPA, what it has obtained. So it is calculated the same way by every university, if they have the different credit hours for different courses. So this is how they calculate the GPA. If they have the same credit hours, it is just a simple average. But if it is different credit hours, it is a weighted average, right? So we can check what value you are getting. So the next slide shows you the calculation. So you will get the value here 68 over 23, which is 2.96 as your weighted average. Now the next topic here is basic algebra. So algebra, whenever the numbers are replaced by the letters, that is x, y, z or a, b, c, so then it is your algebraic expressions and instead of arithmetic expressions. So when we are writing algebraic expressions, if it contains one term, it is called monomial. If it contains two terms, it is called binomial. Three terms, trinomials. More than three terms, it is called as a polynomial. Right? And you can see all the expression have at least one letter, that is either X or Y or A or B or C. So at least one letter, so then it is called as algebra and it is no more arithmetic expressions. So first rule in any algebra is the exponents, calculating the exponents. So first rule is multiplication of powers. So for example, here, if I'm multiplying the same numbers like x and with the different powers. So for example, x power 5 times x power 3. So when we are multiplying the same x values with different powers or with the same powers, the powers will be added together. So the value will be x 5 plus 3, which is x power 8. It is not multiplied. When the same number with different exponents multiplied together, so then the powers will be added, exponents will be added. That is the first rule. The same way we can add as many numbers as we want. So for example, y power 2 times y power 5 times y power 10 times y power 10. Right? So we have the same numbers y with different exponents. So all the exponents will be added together. So we get 10 plus 10, 20, and 7, so 27. Second rule, if the same number divided with different exponents divided, then the exponents will be subtracted. Like y power 10 divided by y power 3. So it will be y power 10 minus 3, which is y power 7. Right? So exponents will be subtracted together. Third rule is power raising to a power. If one number, so y, and you have the two exponents, so like 3 and then 10. So it is only one number and two exponents for that number. So then the exponents will be multiplied together. So y exponent 30. Now generally the students will confuse between first and third, right? So when they have to multiply and when they have to add. So it is very easy. So you can see here there are four y's with different exponents, right? 4 times y's and then different exponents. So this is a case, then you will add it together. But if it is a single y and all the exponents are there for that y, so then you will multiply it together. Now the fourth one is the power of a product and power of a quotient. So that is x power y, and if it is 5, so you know that this exponent is for both x power y 5 and y power 5. And if it is divided and then this exponent is there, so then this exponent is for both, that is x exponent 5 and y exponent 5. Right? Now fifth rule, that is anything to the power 0 is equal to 1. Like 1, 2, 3, 100, 200, 1000 to the power 0 is equal to 1, or x, y, z, a, b, c, any numbers or any variables is exponent 0 is always equal to 1. Negative exponent. So negative exponent is the reciprocal of the positive one. So for example, x power negative 5. So you can just take the reciprocal and you can convert it to the positive one. Or if you have a positive one, you will just take the reciprocal to convert it into the negative one. Right now, knowing all these rules, we can calculate what is the we can calculate it or use it in few problems here. So simplify the following: a cube b and then exponent 4. So here first exponents will be multiplied. So 3 times 4, 12. So 8 exponent 12 and b exponent 4. Then same rule here. So a, there are two exponents for a, 3 and 4. So same number, two exponents. So exponents will be multiplied. So 4 times 3, so 8 power 12. B exponent 8 divided by x exponent 4. Now this is, you will divide x with x and y with y. So here you can calculate x square with x and y4 with y power negative 2. So x square by x is x, right? And this one, exponents, when there is division, the exponents will be subtracted. So 4 minus of minus 2, and which is equal to y power 6. So xy power 6. You will get that one. And here the same number, 2 multiple times it is multiplied and with different exponents. So the first rule, you remember y, how many times we have written with different exponents, and then all the exponents will be added together. Here that y is 2. So 2 exponent 3, 2 exponent 5, and 2 exponent -4 is multiplied. So all the exponents will be added together. So 3 plus 5 minus 4. So you will get 2 exponent 4. Now addition and subtraction in algebra. So the same variables with the same exponents are added and subtracted together. Like x will be added with x, y will be added with y, x square will be added with x square, xy will be added or subtracted with xy. So the first one, how we can do that one is we will collect all the terms containing x. So we have 9x minus 2x and 10x. So 9 minus 2 is 7 and plus 10. So we got 17x, and then we have 3y plus 7y. So 3y plus 7y is 10y. So you should get 17x plus 10y, right? Now for calculating this, what you have to do is you will, here only one variable is there, p, and with both the p, they have a constant. So you will calculate what is this value in the bracket, and so you will find out what is the value. So p, and then what is this value in the bracket, plus p, what is the value in this one, right? So which is 15 divided by 1 plus 0.11 times 36 over 365, and you will calculate and you will add it together. So because same exponents or same variables will be added together, so both are same variables, so you got this exponent and this exponent, so add it together. So that will be your value, total value. So it is just like 2p plus 3p, so which is equal to 5, right? Just like that. So you will get a value for this exponent, this expression, and you will get this value as this expression, and then you will add it together. So that times p is the final value. So try to calculate it your own. Remember, you need to follow the BEDMAS rule for calculating, that is first bracket, then exponent, then division, multiplication, addition, and then subtraction. And you should get, after calculating, 15.88. Now the third one here, so we have so many variables here. So we will first find out different variables. So here is only one for x square. So I will write 5x square. Then we will have only one y square, so negative y square. Then we will add all x, so 2x and then 7x. So 2 plus 7, that is 9x. And y's, that is -3 and -1, that is -4y. Right? So you should get this value. Right? So that is your addition and subtraction in algebra. Now multiplication and division in algebra. So here for that, when you have binomials, so each and every term of the first bracket will be multiplied with each and every term of the second bracket. So we have two terms because it's a binomial. So 5x minus 3. So this term 5x will be multiplied with 2x and then 5x will be multiplied with 4. Then negative 3 will be multiplied with 2x and negative 3 will be multiplied with 4. And we have to write. So 4 terms you should get. So we will do that way. So 5x with 2x and 5x with 4. So 5x with, first we will do here 5x with 2x. So which is 10x squared. Then 5x with 4, that is 20x. Then 5x with 2x, negative 3 with 2x. Negative 3 with 2x. So it is your negative 6x and negative 3 with 4. So which is negative 12. Now if the same variable is present more than one time, so you should simplify it. So 20 minus 6, which is 14. So therefore you should get the final value as 10x squared plus 14x minus 12. Same way the second one, if you calculate, so second one also you will multiply x with x squared, which is x cubed, 2x squared minus 4x, 3x squared, 6x and negative 12. So 3 and 3, 6 terms you will get, and then you will have common terms in x and x squared, and you can simplify those terms to get the final value so that no same terms are repeated. So there should be only one x cubed, one x squared, one x and one constant. So you will have 2 for x squared and 2 for x, two terms you need to add or subtract it together. Now the same way here for the third one. So negative 3ab multiplied with this. So you will get negative 3. So you will get negative 3. Then a times a square. So a cube b square. And then negative 3a square b square. And negative 12ab. And for the second one, you will get plus 4ab and plus 24b. Now we have a common term here. Negative 12 plus 4 is negative 8. Rest all terms are not repeated, so you can leave as it is. And only that will be negative 8ab, right? So that will be your final value. Now for division, so each same rule, each and every term is divided by your denominator. You have only division by monomials, that is denominator, you will have only one term. So each and every term should be divided by that. Now always in division, x will be divided by x, y will be divided by y, and so on. Constant will be divided with constant. So we can write 15x squared y. So 15x squared y over 5xy, right? And then 20xy divided by 5xy. So each term is divided by like that. So if you want to write these steps, you can write, or you can do it directly if you are confident enough to do it directly. So xy over 5xy, again no extra points for writing the steps, or no points will be deducted if you don't write the steps. 5xy. So each and every term I divided by 5xy, and a constant with constant. 15 divided by 5, which is 3. x square by x, which is x, y by y, it is 1. Then here the second one, 20 by 5, which is 4, xy by xy, so it is just 4, minus 15 by 5, it is 3, x by x, and 1 over y, minus xy by xy, so 1 over 5, and 35 by 5, which is 7, x by x, that is 1, and y square by y, it is y. So you should get this one. Although we have two constants, you can simplify that one as well, and you should simplify, but we have here written as the same one, but you need to simplify 4 minus 1 over 5, what is the value, and write that as your final one. Right, now the last one you can try. So each number is divided by negative 6 dy square. So you can do your own. So each number divided by, so negative 6 dy square, then negative 6 dy square, and then negative 6 dy square. And then y with y, d with d, and constant with constant. Check what you are getting here, and you should get this value for the final one. Now the last part of this chapter is linear equations, that is with one variable. So you have an equation, which is a very important part actually. So throughout the course, you will always get an equation where one variable is involved. So you should know how to calculate it to get the final value x. So to solve this, first we will do the numeric problems and then we will do the word problems. To solve this, you have to follow few rules. That is, solving means you need to find the value of unknown variable, which is x or y. Any variable which doesn't have a value, that is your unknown variable. Now, to find the value of the unknown variable, the first rule is separate the variables and constants. That is, bring the terms containing x to one side, left side, and bring the terms not containing x to the other side, right side. Once you separate it and then do the modification to find the value of x. Modification means use the mathematics rule. So that is addition on one side. If you are taking to the other side of the equality, it becomes subtraction. Subtraction becomes addition. Multiplication becomes division, and division becomes multiplication. So you need to follow this rule to calculate the value. So let's see how to do the first one. So first rule, we have to separate the variables and constants, that is terms containing x to one side and terms contain constant to the other side. That is, we need to bring 7x this side and 5 this side. So for that, 3x and 7x is added there, so we will subtract on other side, and negative 11, 5 is added there, we will subtract on other side. So 3x minus 7x is negative 4x, and negative 11, negative 5 is negative 16. So here you have to find the x values. So, and negative 4 is multiplied here. So we will divide on both sides negative 16 by negative 4. Right, so bringing it on the other side, you have to divide it, and if you divide, so you will get x is equal to 4. Second one, here the brackets are there. So first we have to always remove the brackets. So that means we need to multiply 3 with this and 3 with this. Then negative 5 with 7 and negative 5 with 2x. So what we will get? So 6x minus 15 is equal to negative 35 plus 10x. Now separate the variables and constants. That means we need to bring the 10x this side and negative 15 this side. So 6x, 10x is positive here, so the other side it will be negative. And negative 35, we are not changing the side, we are changing the side for 15. So here it is negative, so the other side it will be positive. So negative 4x is equal to negative 20. So x is equal to 5. Again, negative 4 if you divide. So you can divide negative 20 divided by negative 4. And if you divide, so you will get x is equal to 5. Now the third one is a fraction one. So fraction also it is the same. So that is you have to separate the variables and constants. So variable is b here. So terms containing b to one side, terms not containing b to the other side. So that means this b contains, so this will be this side and the constant will be on the other side. So 5 over 8 b and plus b over 4 is equal to 17 over 20 minus 2 over 5. Now to evaluate the fractions, we have to find the LCD. LCD is least common denominator. That is, you have to find the least common multiple, right? Not factor. What is the least common multiple of which number is divisible by both, or yeah, which number is divisible by both, and that number should be the smallest number, right? You can check separate videos for LCD, or if you have forgotten how to calculate the LCD, because that is a very essential part, how to find the least common multiple. So here 24 is the LCD. So 8 times 3 is 24, right? And 4 times 6 is 24. Both 24 is divisible by both. Now here we have to make changes. How we got 24 here? So we multiply. So I can. So what we did is we multiplied by 3 and the same number we multiplied here. So I got 15b, and for this one I multiplied by 6 to get it 24. 6 times 4 is 24, so the same number we multiplied here, so 6b. So just review the fraction, addition and subtraction. So it is the same way, only we are implementing it here. So fraction, addition and subtraction. So 20 and 5, so we have LCD as 20. And the same, this is already 20, no changes, so 17 directly, but this is 5. We are making it 20. So what changes we did? We multiplied by 4 and same number we will multiply it here. So 17 minus 8. Now we will just simplify it. 15 plus 6, 6, that is 21b over 24 is equal to 17 minus 8, which is 9 over 20. Now to find the b, you have to take all the constants to the right side, and for that, taking it the same, division will become multiplication. That means 24 will come to the numerator and 21 will come to the denominator. So 9 over 20, 24 will come to the numerator and 21 is multiplied there, so it will be divided here. And here you will get 4 times 6 is 24, 4 times 5 is 20, 3 times 3 3 times 7 is 21, so 18 over 35. You will get the value of B as 18 over 35. Because the question given here is in fraction, so keep the final value of B also in fraction. So 18 over 35. Now the last one is your decimal one. So here also same rule. First remove the brackets, then keep the term containing t. Here the variable is your t. So keep the term containing t and then constants to the other side. So 2500 is 2500 plus 2500 times 0.06, which is, let me see, 150. So 150t plus 1000 and plus 1000 times 0.04. So that is 40t. So first I remove the bracket, right? Now I will keep the terms containing t, that is 150 plus 40, that is 190t, and bring the constants to the other side. So 3553.62, and addition of these two is 3500, subtract 3500 from here. So which is 53.62. And so t value is 53.62 over 190. And that should be your final value because the question is given in decimal. So you will write your final value in decimal. So which is 0.282. You can practice more problems like this, where one variable you can search it in the internet that how to solve or problems related to the linear equations with one variable, and or you can get it from the textbook as well. So solve as many problems and so that it will help you in future topics. Now the word problems. So word problems, we will formulate the given situation as an equation and then solve it by the same method what we did it for the previous problems. So a retailer reduced prices by 15% for a fall sale. What was the regular price of an item on sale for $123.25? So what it is saying is there is an item and they have a regular price for it. And the retailer is giving 15% sale. And after giving 15% sale, the price becomes 123.25. So what was the regular price? You have to calculate that. So suppose you are a seller or you are a buyer, so you are purchasing a bottle, and there is a price tag in bottle and you are getting 15% discount in that. After the 15% discount, the price is 123.25 for that bottle. So what was the original price of that bottle? You need to find out, right? So what you have to do, so always assume, because it's a variable, so let the original price of the bottle be X. So if the original price of the bottle be X, so then original price minus discount is equal to sale price. That's what we know, right? So this one we will write as an equation. So X is the original price. Discount is how much? 15%. So 15% of original price. So always whenever there is a discount in percentage, so you have to write 15% of what? Original value or cost value or what? So always percentage will be based on the base value. And then sale price is 123.25. So this is our equation. You need to solve it and find the value of x. So x minus 0.15 of x is equal to 123.25. Already separated variables and constants, so you have to just simplify. So x here, there is no coefficient, means coefficient is 1. So we have x here, 1 minus 0.15 and is equal to 123.25. So 1 minus 0.215 is 0.85x is equal to 123.25. And so x is equal to 123.25 divided by 0.85, and that is the original price of the item. So you can see here the original price of the item is $145. So $145 was the bottle cost, and then you got 15% discount in that. So your price is $123.25 for that bottle, and you paid that much. The second example is based on the same concept, word problems. So Nalini invested a total of $24,000 in two mutual funds. Her investment in the equity fund is $4,000 less than 3 times her investment in the bond fund. How much did Nalini invest in the equity fund? So in total, 24,000 in two mutual funds. And you have two variables here. So this problem can be solved by two variables also, x and y. But here we are learning only for one variable, and we will solve this by one variable only. So now here in the second sentence, if you see, there is a relation given between the equity fund and bond fund. That is, her investment in equity fund is $4,000 less than 3 times of her investment in bond fund. So you need to find out which one is independent here, right? Which value is independent, and that value you need to assume it as x. Only the independent one you should assume it as x. So clearly by reading this sentence, you can assume that equity fund depends on the bond fund. Bond fund you can choose independently, and equity fund will change automatically based on that. So we will assume bond fund as x. So bond fund as x, and therefore the equity fund will be $4,000 less than 3 times. So 3 times of bond fund and $4,000 less in that. So not 4,000 minus 3x. It is $4,000 less than 3 times of the bond fund. So 3x minus 4,000. Right now, in total, she is investing 24,000. So if you add the bond fund and equity fund, it should be equal to 24,000. So your equation is x bond fund investment plus 3x minus 4,000, and this is your equity fund investment, and that is, it should be equal to 24,000. And if you separate the variables, so it is 4x is equal to 28,000, and hence x is equal to 7,000. So $7,000 she is investing in bond fund. That means remaining means 24 out of 24, 7,000 invested here, so 17,000 she will invest in the equity fund. right? So if we check the calculation here, so X is 7 and her investment in equity fund is remaining, that is 24,000 minus 7,000, that is equal to 17,000. So this completes this chapter, and we have done here the numerical problems on arithmetic and algebra, also word problems on arithmetic and algebra. So you can practice more and more problems from the textbook, or if you search the problems or questions from the internet or in the Google, that give me some problems related to linear equations with one variable. So you can get a number of problems, so just practice with those problems so that you get used to of this concept.